As you call that radio TV, we are live with Dutty Moonshine of the Dutty Moonshine Big Band. Welcome everyone. And I think we can go straight to, I'm assuming we're going live to Bristol, am I right? I don't even know where you're from. That'll be the first question, where are you?
Bath now. Bath. I've poshed up.
Oh,
I was Bristol, and now I'm on the edge of Bath. Right, I could see Bristol outside my window.
Amazing, man. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. I know that you're a very busy man. You are trying to take over the charts right now.
Yeah.
Which is no mean feat, and as an independent artist. How's it going so far?
I don't actually know. I don't know. I've been trying to track sales my end, what I think's been sold here and what reports there, and then we get these embargoed lists you're not allowed to share publicly of like how sales are doing, and they don't match up to what I'm tracking. So honestly I don't know, and it's gonna be a surprise for me on Friday, just as much as everybody else.
So when do you find out? Do you wait? I mean, because it's been a wee while. Obviously, none of my bands have never even got close to charts. So, and it's back in the day, it was Sunday listening to the radio, but now it's Friday. You find it.
Yeah, well, Friday around 5:00 is when the charts are announced, and then I think Radio One cover maybe the singles on Friday evening, maybe.
Yeah.
Was that Sunday? Do you know what? I'm not actually quite sure when the chart show is. I just know that the official charts announced around 5 p.m. on the Friday. We're going to find out around 12, but we won't be able to say anything until the public chart, until it's public information.
Amazing. So you have got in the top 40 before though.
Yeah. We did it in lockdown. Just as lockdown started, we were just starting a big tour, a big 16 dates, 20 dates. So it was big, whatever it was. 20 dates, and we'd done 4, and then we had 16 that were postponed because of the lockdown, and then we extended the album release time by like a month to sort of buy us some more time to promote, because obviously we were supposed to have a tour to promote the album, and we pulled it off by the skin of our teeth. I think by 3 sales. I think number 41 was like 3 sales less.
Well, that's a good reminder to anybody who's watching here right now. It makes all the difference here. Every sale counts.
Oh yeah.
So the album's called Vil, and I'll bring up the screenshot of that just now on the screen, the artwork and stuff. It's very close. Everything counts, and I seen you. Also, quite an important thing, which is that I've heard of before as well, is that a lot of people do like to buy things in Bandcamp because more money goes to the artist that way. However, you've had some slight issues with Bandcamp. And the main one is about the download thing. Can you just explain that to anyone? Because I know that a lot of our viewers like to use Bandcamp. So if anyone's buying it in Bandcamp, what have they got to do?
Download it. You have to download the album. We didn't know this until this afternoon. That I think only half the people that bought the album have downloaded it. So it means only half of those accounts. So we've been desperately trying to get everyone to download it today, just messaging however we can. And so download it basically. Bandcamp do submit to the charts. They can do the official charts, but for some reason, unlike iTunes and Amazon and stuff, you have to download it manually as well, physically. So unfortunately, we've got like nearly 100 people have bought it.
What is the point in that? If someone's parted with their cash, if someone's actually parted their cash to buy it, but they might be on the move and they might not have the ability to download it to their computer, they might think, they might have just bought it to support you, but they're streaming it on Spotify or something like that as well.
That's exactly it. And I think another annoying thing about Bandcamp, I mean, I've had a really bit of a mare with it, is that I've been trying to talk to customer services I tried to get clarity on this when we were originally going to use Bandcamp for this effort. All I could find was some old dated Google articles that said, they do register the charts. And because it's so popular with a lot of people, I was like, let's use it. Let's go for it. But I was trying to get customer services to answer me, do they have to download it? And it was only today that I managed to find out something. And that wasn't even through Bandcamp. It was through a distributor. So it's like, good customer service. Nailed that one. Dickheads.
Yeah, well, but Bandcamp is it's good that it's counting. But I'm going to put the link right just now on the link tree here, and this is so, guys. If you're watching this on Facebook or Twitch or Twitter, go onto YouTube /You Call It Radio, because we're going to play some tunes to you tonight. We're going to get a chat. It's going to sound better and it's going to look better if you do that. So that's actually it's a link. So it's not a link tree. It's a link to. Oh, that's new to me. Is there any benefits to using link to rather than link tree?
It used to be a different company that we used to use. I can't remember what the old one was called, but it's called Linkfire now, and it's just the same. I don't really know. They're all the same, really. It's just what we were used to. This is
the album cover. It's Villain. I listened to it twice yesterday while I was cycling about the streets of Glasgow, and it's amazing, man. It's just a fantastic piece of work. Very unique, very original, and you know what I like about you is like all my favourite bands is you never really know what's going to happen when you press play on a track. You take you on a journey. They could go left, it could go right, it could turn you upside down. Have you labelled yourself yet? It's always a tough one, isn't it? Have you caught?
Not possible.
It's not possible.
It's not possible.
What's the best one? What's the best description? Even if it's not accurate, what's the best description of your music that you've heard so far?
Honestly, mate, people come up with some right old shit. So, I don't know, brass and bass maybe. But yeah, I mean, it kind of makes you think of drum and bass, but it's not brass and bass, I guess. But yeah, that's quite fairly accurate. There's a lot of brass, there's a lot of bass.
That's very true.
That's what it says on the tin.
I've seen you a couple of times. I've seen you at Boomtown Festival last year. We were playing Boomtown last year, and you absolutely blew me away. And then we've seen you at Lindisfarne this year as well. It's an amazing live band. There was no doubt in my head that obviously you can tell you're a live band, but I was very impressed that you've managed to somehow get that energy, capture that, bottle that energy, and put it onto an album. How difficult is that process, or is it difficult?
I would say it is difficult because I think that I really think this album is the one that's really shown. It's definitely our best work, without a doubt. It's not, some people do the debut album as the best or the sophomore or whatever, but this is our best. And I think time is what makes the difference in how we manage to capture that essence, rather than just writing an album while you're on the road loads and trying to release it with tight schedules. We had 3 years to write the bloody album because of lockdowns and stuff, so it kind of put us in a good position to sort of harness that energy.
And harness that energy you did. What I'm going to do just now is for our regular viewers that might not be aware of your music, we're going to play a couple of songs today because I don't think that we can sum these up in a tune. So we're going to start with one. We'll have a wee look at your live performance as well, and then we're going to end the show with a banger as well. But we've lined up just now. I have Everybody's Talking. Yeah, could you just tell us a little bit about the song, the video, and just introduce it, and we'll let that play and let people that are new to your music hear it for the first time.
Yeah, sure. There's an amazing soul singer. Well, soul singer. We'll just call him singer. Sorry. There's an amazing singer called Gregory Blackman. I've been dying to work with him for ages, and while we were writing this album in a studio, we sent a message saying, "Hey, we're working on some new material. Can we maybe send you something, or do you have something you could send us?" And he sent us like a barbershop video, like him doing. He did all the parts himself. And he sent it to us, and so we basically took this sort of video barbershop idea, TikTok style stuff, and then turned it into like a big full-fleshed New Orleans inspired jazz meets gospel song, which is what you're about to hear right now. Which is not kind of like, we're not a jazz band per se. We do dance music, but we do like jazz as well. So we like to do the odd curveball, and this is the curveball on the album.
A curveball indeed. Okay, here we go. Let us know in the comments, guys, what you make of this. And the Dutty Moonshine, come on. Everybody's talk about the real thing. Everybody's talk about the good stuff. Everybody's talk about the closing door. And when it's gonna open, baby, I don't know. Everybody's talk about the good old days. Everybody's talk about the things we had. Everybody's talk about the closing door. And when it's gonna close, baby, I don't know. I've been wondering so long. I've been trying, baby. And now my time is coming. My time is coming, baby. Just you stand on my watch. Just watch me now. All those people that doubted me. All those cats never had my back. All those people that wonder why. We gonna show them why. Yes.
the closing door, and when it's gonna close, baby, I don't know. Everybody's talking about the good old days. Everybody's talking about the things we had. Everybody's talking about the closing door, and when it's gonna open, baby, I don't know. We've been crying so long. No one's been hearing us, baby. No, 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 no. But now our time is coming. Our time is coming, baby. Just you stand on by and watch. Lord, just watch me now. All those people that doubted us, all those cats never had our back, all those people that wonder why we're in the summer. That's the Dutty Moonshine hood.
We call that radio TV. We are live and interactive with Dutty Moonshine, and the Dutty Moonshine big band album is out now, as in now. If you're going to buy it before tomorrow at midnight, and you're probably going to forget to buy it tomorrow at midnight, so go and buy it now, or at least maybe we'll allow you to watch the rest of this show and then you can go and buy it. And that's a little sneaky peek of what to expect. Stuart Graham saying that's a banger, loving it. And it's the whole album is fantastic. Check it out, guys. What I want to talk about is what I've really enjoyed about. I was watching a couple of interviews and also just seeing your posts in general, and it's how frank and forthright you are when you're discussing the music business, which obviously is always behind the smoke and mirrors for most bands. It's all and everything's always going great, and it always happens by magic. But you are quite good at sort of letting your fans know that this has went wrong. This is the troubles that you face.
Yeah, I get in trouble for that.
So you do get in trouble for that. Why would you get in trouble for that? And what have you said that's got you into trouble?
I can't think of what specifics and stuff, but I'm quite frequently guided. I'm never told what I can and can't do because we're independent, but there are obviously peers that we work with and stuff. And yeah, I'm certainly guided on, maybe don't talk like that. And, we've got to keep people excited. And I think people they're sort of attached to these old models of how things are supposed to be and how you're supposed to behave. And I just think people like the truth. I think we're just lied to all the time. And I just think people, the one that I always use as an example is, we've had to cancel the event due to unforeseen circumstances. Just tell them you didn't sell the tickets. Just shut the fuck up. You didn't sell the tickets. Just say, sorry, you didn't sell enough tickets in advance. We're worried about losing money. And so we're pulling the event. Stop pretending you're like your Live Nation. Stop pretending you're Skrillex's tour manager. Stop pretending you're some big shot. Just fucking tell them, sorry.
It's interesting you mentioned that example because I have noticed recently that there is actually more people just admitting it. I know that Mac Arts recently, it's happened twice to them, where they've just the promoters admitted it or the venues admitted it. I'm not sure who's decided to do it, but we need to hear more of that because people aren't buying tickets in advance the way they used to before lockdown. My opinion, tell me if you agree with it or not, but I remember that because obviously I was just excited when lockdown ends, everyone's just going to rush out to gigs and festivals and it's going to be the summer of love again, all over again. But obviously what ended up happening when my anecdotal experience was, is people did rush out and buy tickets, normally for expensive things, maybe at the Hydro. Governments would interfere and stop gigs, bands were cancelling because they tested positive. All sorts of things, and there was literally a moment in time where you could people just couldn't give away tickets that were worth £80 to go to our stadium gigs. Were just like couldn't give the tickets away. So it feels like people have went, I'll just wait and see. And at this level, we need advanced tickets in order for it to go ahead.
Yeah, hugely. There's a real slump. There's always been last ticket buyers. That's always been a trend as people get their shit together towards the end and stuff. But that curvature's got steeper and thinner. So the curve is even, I was chatting to one of the head honchos at Fatsoma about this recently. And they said it's crazy how many people just leave it to the last second. But the problem is this is then an unknown wild card for anyone who's risking money. So unless you're very confident in your brand, or you've got the cash, either you've got the cash to take the gamble, or you're naive enough to just go ahead and lose the money. I think it's kind of. There's also another thing I noticed, which doesn't get talked too much about, is ticketing platforms used to refund booking fees, and they don't now. They almost, nearly every ticket platform went under during lockdown because obviously everyone wanted their booking fees back, and they were like, "Fuck, hang on a minute, we can't give back millions of pounds out of nowhere." And so, that's also, I think, got a bit of factor in as well. But I don't know. But yeah, it's a nightmare. But then also everyone's skint. People are making these decisions. If they've got a bit of spare cash, like, oh, go on then. Impulse buying is definitely a bigger thing as well.
Yeah, it is. I suppose, because then if you're, also if you've got a gig that isn't got to buy, it's not going to do well. You're just like, okay, it's all right, it's fine. They will all just pay on the day now. If you build it, they will come, and then just nobody turns up.
Well, did you see what we did for London to try and battle this?
No, I didn't. Please tell me.
We started the ticket price, so we would have sold the whole venue out. We wouldn't put like a cap on the limit. We started the ticket prices at £5, and we raised it by £1 every 48 hours. And so let's say the London capacity of the show was 1,600. 1,600 people could have gone and got a £5 ticket if everyone was on it. But what it meant is we gave away lots and lots of cheap tickets. Maybe not making as much profit as we could have done, but we put 600-700 tickets in the bag straight away, and we're like, great. And within a couple of weeks, we had enough money to secure the show, like secure the venue, secure the supports. Like we knew we were covering costs, so it's like great, okay. So while we're not going to make potentially as much profit as we could do, what we have done is we provide ourselves with a security blanket. So I personally would rather have the security blanket than the profit that may or may not be there.
That's a fantastic idea. Doing it, would you do it again? Would you risk it anywhere else?
I think we didn't quite do it as well as we could do. It went well, but I thought it was the first time we'd done it. And the idea was we were talking about applying it to the tour. I'm not sure if it will translate to a tour yet. I need to sit on it. And there's a couple of people I know that run like big festivals that they came up to me to ask about and stuff. And they said, how did that go? And then some of them had similar ideas, but slightly different. And I need to think on it. I think I'd like to do it because it's a good opportunity for people to get a cheap ticket. And I know everyone does. Some people in the audience are going, well, hang on, why don't you do 100 at £5, 100 at £6? I'm not trying to do that. Just sell the lot out. Like, just go for it.
Yeah, because it's definitely more exciting if you're attaching a time limit to it. Because
and if you sell out 1,600 tickets in 24 hours, you do another date. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, just do a second date. Like, fucking who cares? Like, that would, okay, you might not get as much profit, but damn, like, because you haven't got to think about it. I don't have to spend all this money on marketing anymore. I'm no longer having to crack and chase the whip on my social medias. I'm freeing up what else I can push and what agendas I can push and what things I can market. It's time. It gives you time. It buys you time.
And absolutely, and if you sold out 1,600 tickets in 24 hours, everyone would jump at a second date. Because, it's a domino effect of people want to go to the hottest gig in town, and if it's like, that's sold out, I bet they're not going to waste it. I find that really exciting. So obviously, it's like taking the early bird model, which is obviously, I think everybody does the early bird now, but most people can take the punt on, especially if it's just a one-off gig. I mean, I don't know what you're charging, but you're like, I'll save a £5. But yeah, I like this. Add an extra £1 every 48 hours. I think you're onto something there. But like you said, maybe just needs to. So let's talk about that tour. I've seen you doing your access all areas. I think when you were talking about, you decided not to work with promoters and just do a tour independently, and that's obviously taking on a lot of work. You're taking on a lot of risk. What was how's it looking, and what was the balance? What sent you? What was the camel that broke the? What was the straw that broke the camel's back and made you go, do you know what? We're doing it ourselves.
It was the marketing. We did a really big tour, and I kept catching mistake after mistake after mistake being done by promoters. And we're in quite a novel position in that I've put events on myself, and I do a bit of marketing consultancy in the music industry, like helping artists out or venues and stuff like that. And it just means I'm sort of better than the average Joe. But not only was I, I don't need every promoter to be as good as me or better, but I expect them to be of a certain standard. Like I know what the minimum standard should be. And I just kept catching people making the shittest stuff or cutting corners and I was like, why the fuck are you taking because at our level, you do things called versus deals where you do door splits. Because it's not like there's a lineup. It's not like there's 10 acts on the roster. It's us and some local bands. So we take 70 to 80% of the cut. But then my thoughts were, why am I even giving you 20 or 30% if I'm having to do the heavy lifting and you're doing a bad job of it? We played quite a few undersold. We played quite a few shows that were really not very well sold. So, for example, the London show, last London show we did on a tour, I think we only did like 300 or 350 tickets. And I was like, this can't be right in London. This is bollocks. And then I convinced my agent to let, when we were doing our own tour, to do 1,600 capacity venue. And he was like, oh, come on, Mike, you've only done 350. And I was like, no, mate, we're going to be in charge. And then lo and behold, we're up to like 1,000 tickets already. Like, obviously we've done this, stock market trick. But the point being, it was the marketing basically. I just, I got sick of people just being chances and taking the piss. And I wanted to take the,
or
take,
not
even
not even taking the piss, just not being good at their job.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that a lot especially obviously in Glasgow when I'm putting gigs on, I just do it myself unless we're maybe doing a friend a favour with a support slot or whatever.
Sure.
Just exact same thing. It's like, why are you here? You're not doing anything. And I do feel sorry for some of them because obviously it is such a fast moving thing, and I feel out of date sometimes because I've just finally got a TikTok this week. And and I was like, I can't have any more social media platforms, but that's where people on the internet live right now, and the organic reach on Facebook and it's just ridiculous just now. So
if you think organic reach is good on TikTok, have you even looked at what paid reach is like? Organic's good, but
no,
paid
like I say that, I'm totally
phenomenal. It's so good. Yeah, ads on TikTok go far.
Yeah. Okay. So would you? So if you were to say you were given say for example, if you had £1,000 budget, someone just said there's £1,000 to spend on social media, would you split it? Would you give Instagram some? Would you give Facebook some? Or would it all just go on TikTok? How good are we talking here?
Instagram and Facebook have got better metrics. Depends what you're trying to sell. If you're trying to be very specific and niche, like sell an album to a certain small crowd of fans, mostly Instagram and Facebook. But if I'm trying to sell tickets to a club night, yeah, I jump on TikTok. Maybe 25% on TikTok.
Yeah. And then obviously Facebook knows everything about us. Facebook actually can tell what you were dreaming about last night and sell you that. It's somehow it's actually got so far into your mind, it's unreal. But yeah, that's it. So with them, regards to let's talk the tour. I've got a list here of your tour dates coming up.
I'll stick it in the.
I can find it, man. I've just gone to your page. I'm assuming it'll be pinned or something.
It's on the website.
It's on the website. Okay. Oh yeah, I've got it here. I'll bring it up the screen. So yeah, let's just promote the website here. It's duttymoonshine.com here. So let's just have a wee look at it. So yeah, straight away you've got your mailing list right here. Okay, we'll get that in there.
Oh, cheers, buddy.
Let's join the mailing list.
You got to get that data.
You got to get the data. I'll go back to that. Okay, so yeah, so that's fine. We've got this. So let's go for the tour dates coming up. So it's non-stop. It's Oxford, Cambridge, Carlisle, Edinburgh. You're in Scotland. I was going to say I didn't see a Glasgow date.
Just a wee dip.
A wee dip to the borough. And Bell and Jail's a great venue as well. That'll be fun. So it's the 20th. I'll take a wee note of that. Hopefully see you there. And Lancaster, Leeds, Manchester, Sheffield, London, Narberth. Sorry, I don't know that.
Yeah, Narberth. It's Wales.
What is that?
It's Wales. South.
It's Wales. Sorry,
yeah,
sorry to our Welsh viewers. I'm not familiar. The Globe in Cardiff, Exeter, Falmouth, Southampton, Margate, Brighton, Bristol, and it's a doubler at Bristol. So is Bristol the homecoming basically?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. It's the crazy one.
It sounds. Your music does sound like Bristol. It
does. It does. Yeah, it suits it well.
Yeah. So, what's your favourite venue? Is there anything on that list, or is there any venue that's not on the list that you wish you were playing or you're aiming for?
London's a big one for me. Electric Brixton was always favourite as I was starting out. It's not a small venue, but it was always one of my favourites. So it's nice to come back as a headliner and be selling out my own. All I say that I've just announced Fabio and Groove Rider for that show, so not quite on our own anymore. but favourite venue, I don't know, man. Like I just don't really. There's no venue that kind of jumps out at me. I've played I've never really had any roots, if that makes sense. Like while I've lived in Bristol 4 or 5 years and stuff, I've kind of moved around. Or in Bristol, I've upgraded venues, like got bigger and bigger. I guess, honestly, actually, SWX I quite like. It's not really. It's got loads of commercial student nights. I'd never go there clubbing, but from a concert venue, I quite like it. I think the production's really good, like compared to the venues in Bristol and stuff. But yeah, no specific favourites, unfortunately.
Well, we've just sold you an Edinburgh ticket, at least one anyway. There's Stuart Graham's going to see you in Edinburgh.
Nice to Stuart. Come say hi, mate.
Tracy, can't wait to see you all at Carlisle.
Wicked.
And Big Chris has got the fire emoji. And Ben saying, what are the possibilities of coming over to the left coast of America?
I've DJ'd out there before. It's a nightmare getting the band out there. The problem is we need a minimum of like 9 or 10 people to get the sign up. Maybe we can go less, maybe 8. But the point being, we then need to add crew, and then there's all the visas, it's all the flights, all the certificates of sponsorship. Like it's a huge amount of money. And so before we even start charging people, we're already in the hole by quite a lot. So no, mate. we need someone spendy to chuck a lot of money at us, like maybe South by Southwest to sort of pay for all the flights and stuff.
Yeah, some sort of funding. And I thought, I also was out the Brexit thing. It was like, oh yeah, we're going to ruin any possibility of playing Europe, but we'll do a deal with America. And then it seemed to everything. Well, I noticed personally from sending vinyl out, I got a lot more expensive post Brexit.
Yeah.
So you've yet to find any benefit of Brexit. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I've yet to find, like, even like just a small benefit. Nothing yet at all.
Yeah, we've been to France as a band, and it was not easy. It was expensive and it was difficult. It was nothing like it had been in the past.
And you can't take merch anymore, or it's just not worthwhile taking merch.
No, it's not worth it. If you're going to go for a tour, you might as well get a manufacturer in the country you're going to sell it in. But then you can't then got hot borders. You can't then do France and Germany. You've got to get a whole new manufacturing or whatever. We can make a whole episode. We can do a whole hour on this.
Let's keep it positive. We're trying to get Dutty Moonshine Big Band into the charts, and we're talking about live music. So I think that's a good segue into actually watching what you do live. It's an assault of the senses. Amazing. Is this actually Boomtown 22? I was at this one. I was here
last year.
Yes, I was here. I don't know if I wasn't there this year. My band Gyro Babies. We played in the Old Town. And then we played Fool's Leap. It was, but it was like 46. It was 36 degrees. When we were on stage. I thought I was going to die, man. But I'd never been to Boomtown before, so shouts to Captain for booking us for that. And then let's check it out. But then you were on. Was it the Saturday night you played, or do you remember?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
No, I don't remember. I don't know.
It's the end of the festival season. Everything's just sort of merging into one big festival in my head at the moment. But this is the live finale from Boomtown 2022. It's 7 minutes. We might not play the full 7 minutes because I've got a few more questions I want to ask you. But guys, this will give you a good representation. Maybe just give us a wee introduction to the song and what Boomtown's all about for some of the Scottish viewers who've never been to Boomtown. What is Boomtown?
Boomtown's like Disneyland. If Disneyland was a rave, it's just full of actors and interactions and crazy stages and set designs. Like, there's not a single bit of it that's not a set design. Basically, it's not like at a festival. It's a big field of whatever. It's the amount of scaffolding they get in. And it's Disneyland for a rave, basically. Amazing. You can see the set designs already. And when they do you'll see in the cameras all the flamethrowers and the crazy set designs and stuff in this video.
It's incredible. What an experience. This is live from Boomtown, Dutty Moonshine Big Band.
Let's hear you again, Boomtown. I was 5 and he was 6. We rode on horses made of sticks. He wore black and I wore white. He would always win the fight. Bang, bang, you shot me down. I hit the ground. That awful sound, bang, bang, my baby.
You lot, come closer. Gather up, gather up. Come closer. You can see
forward
this.
from the back. Come in, come in.
Come closer. Put your hands in the air. Put them up in the air. Put them up in the air. Lift him up. Let's go.
Where's me fucking gun?
Changed the time when I grew up, I called him mine. He would always laugh and say, remember how we used to play. Bang, bang, I shot you down. You hit the ground. That awful sound. I used to shoot you down. Yo, make some noise again for High Man Sage.
Hey, thank you for not dropping me to top.
Where's me fucking gun?
What?
Well, that was a fucking vibe.
I'm not finished with the vibe, Ben.
We ain't done with the vibes yet. Yo, Boomtown, you ready for some more vibes? Dutty Moonshine, big band inside the arena.
I know you're sweaty, I know you're tired, but I don't give a flying fuck! Boomtown, I want to see you jump on the drum!
You ready?
3, 2, 1, let's go! Oh my days! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're in Dutty Moonshine Big Band. It's so good to be back after 3 years. I know some of you are moaning about urns. I know you're moaning about the Woo Vap. I know you're moaning about the wristbands. Just shut the fuck up. Just be happy Boomtown is here. Because we are so goddamn happy.
Let's keep them hands up, Boomtown, let's keep them hands up. Front, back, left, right, hands up. Dance to the sound. We're going right, left, right, left, right, left. Come on, right, left, right, left. Everybody, let's go. Oh yeah, right.
Incredible. Wow. What can you say? Incredible stuff. Some buzz, man. You must just get a buzz just watching that back.
I'm buzzing now.
I'm buzzing, mate. I'm buzzing. I get some flashbacks from there as well. I was in that crowd somewhere. I think you were on. Was you? Am I right in saying you were on just after Slamboree on that same stage or something like that?
Yeah, I think we were just after. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a great night. Oh, I love Boomtown. We were in the crowd at Boomtown. Says Nick Raymond, awesome as always. Tam the Van was there as well. Boomtown was a monster. And turned that crowd into the zoo. That was yourself. We've got some love hearts from Ben. Lindisfarne was an absolute belter of a show. It was indeed, man. I was also there. We played Lindisfarne's a great weekend as well. If anyone's never been, and what a weekend that was. That was our last proper festival. We did a wee mini festival. We do a wee private party at the end of the year last week, but Lindisfarne's the last one. So we usually play on the Friday and just enjoy it the rest of the weekend.
Nice. Yeah.
Tracy's asking, have you confirmed the headline at next year's Solfest?
I don't know what you're talking about. I can't say anything
all
about
right.
Might be rumours. I'm not saying anything.
Had a great time at Solfest this year as well. Another great festival. Is there other festivals that you enjoy playing?
Solfest is a favourite. Just I don't know why we just got such a good reception up there. They just love us there. Solfest is definitely up there. Boomtown's clearly obviously up there. Shindig down south, that's a really good one. I really love Shindig.
I've not been to Shindig yet, but I noticed that you have played Shambhala before. We went to the mini Shambhala, so I was my partner's roadie for the Twistettes they were playing, so I was just carrying guitars and drums. But I had a great time. But it was Shambino, so I didn't get the full effect. But it was festivals were still illegal in Scotland at that point. So it was the first time we'd been unleashed for about 2 years. So we had a brilliant time. But yeah, I want to go back to Shambhala when it in all its glory, its full size.
Yeah, we did Shambhala. We got voted as the best act this year at Shambhala. We played just for the headline as Leontaloupe, and I didn't even know there was a vote going on. But then they announced it a day or two ago. We were like, yeah, best act of the weekend apparently.
Leontaloupe's amazing as well. I only know from
YouTube.
I've only seen the YouTube videos. My friends about. I'm a massive fan. There's just a YouTube live session that I love to watch. When at certain times, CJ's in the house. Hello, CJ. Just noticed the time, man. Yeah, you've nearly missed it, but you're just in time. You're just in time to buy the Dutty Moonshine Big Band album, which is out now. It's very unusual for an independent. How unusual is it for an independent? Do we know the statistics for an independent act to break the top 40?
God,
let's just make one up. Make one up.
I'd say maybe one or two every week. Maybe what? Yeah, the rest will be majors. Yeah.
And why is it? Why is it that the major labels have 39 of the top 40? What is it that they can do that we can't?
Money and radio. They control the radio, and they've got loads of money. So they can talk to the people that control the Spotify playlist. They can say, "Hey, we got this great track for you." Whereas you and I can have to submit to the normal channels, but these guys can email someone. They've obviously everyone at Radio 1, they've got their phone numbers and WhatsApps. They'll be like, "Oh, I've got this great tune I think you'd really like." Who the fuck's not going to listen to the director of, say, Polydor? And then they've also got the money they can throw at stuff. They've got all the cards on their, I mean,
it's rigged.
I mean, somebody was inevitably going to have it. Someone's got it.
And I did hear you saying that you did float the album to some labels, and did you just not get the right offer, or what was it a decision to just go independent?
It was it's what they're after at the moment. What the briefs are. I can't really name names. One of them was like, if 5 years ago I'd have ripped your arm off for this, but they were just like, since lockdown, everyone started consuming so much on like phones, social media, TikTok, all that shit popped off even more so than it was before. And so it's such a big thing that you have to be successful with your online numbers. And we're not, like, we do great crowds. You've just seen the Boomtown stuff. That's regular for us at a festival. Like, every festival looks like that for us. And then we can, sell these big venues like in London, 1,600, 1,250, Bristol, whatever, all this sort of stuff. But we just got terrible online numbers, and we don't have TikTok followers. We don't have Spotify streams. And unfortunately, they want those models. Because I think what they do is they give them quick and safer returns, and gone are the days where they invest for long-term in acts. Like, you're not going to get signed and be looked after, and it's not the 70s or 80s or 90s anymore. It's a different model, and unfortunately, we don't fit into the current model, so we didn't get signing.
But I think you still, it's surprising to me because I do understand why they're a little bit scared of festival bands, because there's festival bands that can't, when they tour, the people that watch them at festivals seem to forget about them when they try and tour. So it's great that you're still getting those big numbers and you're transferring people. They're liking you so much that they are buying concert tickets. So that's great, because there's a lot of bands that surprisingly have low ticket sales despite the fact that they're absolutely amazing live and they entertain tens of thousands of people at festivals. I've always found that quite bizarre, and it's also, I think it's something to do sometimes with a certain festival crowd. There's people that I know that I don't know what they do in real life. I see them from May to August all the time. They're like best friends, then they disappear. You never see them walking down the street or in a supermarket. They just vanish into thin air for the winter. But what I find really interesting is that all anyone cares about is Spotify numbers. And you and I know about YouTube views and Spotify numbers. These numbers can be bought and paid for. And but there is a negative aspect to that. Can we talk a little bit about that? Why bands don't do it? Why should they not do it?
God, there was I wonder how quickly I could do it. I could. Tell you what. I'm going to try and talk. I can give you an image why, actually. I know exactly what I'm talking about. So basically it devalues you. So you can get all these like listeners, and what it means is you don't actually have, they're not, let's say you get 10 million listeners a month and stuff on Spotify, and okay, those pennies might be turning into something quite, a little bit of a profit here and there, but they're not actual true fans that are spending enough money, they're not buying the merch, they're not buying the concert tickets, like it's not translating very well. So what it is it's devaluing the industry as a whole. And that's just, I found the image. Here you go. I'm going to pop this into our private chat so you can put it on the screen for everyone to look at.
Worries, man.
This is Kim Petras, who is hugely famous. Hang on a minute. If I just drop into there, will that work? Can I drop images into that chat of ours?
I don't know. If you send me it in Facebook.
I'll send you a link. The link. Hang on.
Or the link will work, or you can just send me the image in Facebook.
Yeah. So if you could bring that link up, the picture in that Twitter status, I'll go over this. So Kim Petras is, how many listeners does she have? She's the one who did that unholy thing or whatever. She's got like, let's have a look at this. This is a great example. I don't mean to shit on her. Like she's really cool and stuff like that. 20 million listeners a month she gets, but that is all. She's performing in a week's time, and that's an arena all empty of seats and stuff, all available. Like that's.
Sorry, the Blues, are available?
I think the Blues available. Was the Whites available? Which way around was it? I went on the website and looked this up. Either way, it's not good. It's like, oh wow, for somebody like who's going to. So it's interesting that somebody can. You like how much is like a fickle fan versus a true fan, and by building up all these Spotify numbers and stuff, you can end up like, yeah, sure, you get added to a playlist and someone likes to listen to you when they're doing the homework while they're cleaning the house or something, or go to the gym. But that's probably going to be the extent of it. Like, are they going to come and see you somewhere? Maybe not.
I've got a couple of friends that I've got millions of listens on Spotify. They do lo-fi kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Like, it means absolutely nothing because they've got. I'm like, congratulations, you've got well done. You've got. It's like, it makes no difference. Nobody knows who I am. I can't even play in my own city because it's people passively listening.
Yeah.
And another point that I've heard before, is like if you're getting inflated numbers, say on if you're getting bots to like your page on Facebook, although Facebook's only going to show even a good post to maybe 3% to 10% of the people that like you if you're lucky, and it's showing it to the people that are in a bot farm in a different country that's never going to listen to you. So it is showing it to people who don't give a shit about you.
Do you know, can I give everyone a trick how to slightly get around that when you're gonna?
Yeah.
I
love a trick.
And this goes out to anybody who uses Facebook and stuff. If you get to a point where you want to start spending money, how to get around that? The 3% and who gets to see the right thing, and showing it to the right active people, showing who are engaged audience. Research. I'm not going to give you a whole lecture now, but research something called a 365 audience. Learn what a 365 audience is. It's our bread and butter for audiences. We obviously do loads of other stuff when we're paying for stuff, but a 365 audience, and just go learn it. Go watch some videos, read some articles. When you want to start paying Facebook, that's the most effective way of getting reaching to your audience and stuff like that, reaching to your fans. That's what you want.
That's it. That's very interesting. I've never heard of that before, so I'll look it up. It's I had someone on the show recently talking about the 1,000 fans theory, which we talked about.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
basically, because all you really need technically is 1,000 active fans who are willing to spend,
100.
willing to buy a ticket, an album every year, and a T-shirt, and you can actually have a career in it as well. So it's about turning those passive fans into true fans. And I think you said that quite an interesting statistic the other day. Because I think when you said you won the Shambhala Act of the Year, you went, how many % of them bought a ticket?
Yeah.
Bought an album. What was it? 20,000 people. So if
20%. If 20% of the people there saw it, we would smash the chart instantly.
2,000 more sales, and you're there. So I've got the Acid Fairy says, my daughter is a Dutty Moonshine big band's biggest wee fan. She saw them at Shindig and Shambhala and was front right, bouncing solid. They're amazing.
Lush. Good to hear.
Ben's saying, what genre would you fit into? I just call it your own genre. It's Dutty.
yeah. Good man. Yeah. Is that Ben from Reno?
I don't know.
Okay.
Is that Ben from Reno? You can answer. We're live and interactive. And Ross is saying Big Mike.
Yeah, well, I put a few pounds on it.
And tell me about it. Man, I think 50 minutes, man, 50 minutes. So the main point is go and buy the album. And what is the best way to do it? And also, I think another question that I like to ask people as well is that maybe you're sitting here, maybe you're a big fan, maybe you've already bought the album, maybe you're too skint to buy the album, but that doesn't mean that you can't help. So what is a call to action for maybe people who can't afford to buy the album, but they want to support you?
Go rob an old lady. No, sorry. No. Just don't stress about it. It's cool, man. Like, if we don't make it, if people are too skint, then I'm happy to not succeed, and you can go stream it. I'm happy. I'd rather somebody blagged a free concert ticket of me or listen to something on Spotify if they can't afford something. I mean, by all means, share it. The reality is, though, no one's going to fucking buy it if you share it. It's nice. It's nice people sharing it, but unless all your mates are Dutty fans too, it's just kind of just chuck it in the ether. So don't stress about it, basically. But if anyone does have money, go to duttymoonshine.com and that'll redirect you to where to buy albums from. Although at this time, we probably only should be selling digital on iTunes and Amazon. As much as I don't like those platforms, they're our last chance for the last 24 hours. But yeah, if you're skint, just get hold of me. I'll stick you on a guest list for a concert show or listen to the album on Spotify, innit? Right. I got you.
Nice one. And we're going to finish with probably the highlight of the album, Skank Out. And yeah, do you want to tell us a little bit about that? A wee intro for that?
Yeah, there's an amazing vocalist called MC Peen. He's a friend of Hype Man Sages from back in the day. And we, again, just wanted to work on a track with him. So we got him on perverse. It was really cool recording him and Ben like in the studio the same day. Absolute gas. So much energy. And we wanted to do something a bit different. So is it hip hop? I'm not sure, because it's like 132 beats per minute, which is not really a sort of comfort zone. And it's also like a dance track, and it's got loads of Middle Eastern vibes. It's just a cool track. Again, ungenred, there's no genre for it. It's a really cool track, and it is becoming definitely one of the popular ones. And we didn't even mean to make a music video for it, but it was becoming so popular live. We were like, well, let's stick some live footage to it and, show everyone how to skank out.
It's one of my friends who's comment before I forgot. Yeah, Sinead said, my 10-year-old daughter loves him, knows all the words to all the songs. The school run and release day was awesome. Skank Out blaring at the car stereo at drop off. So we'll send this out to Sinead's 10-year-old daughter. Obviously, there might be some swearing, but I don't know if there is any. I know that you start the album with some top-notch swearing. Yeah.
We didn't swear on the previous album, and we decided we didn't like it. We're not a Disney Channel. It didn't feel natural, so we just didn't think about it and just did whatever we felt natural, and then realised we effed and jeffed our way through quite a lot at the beginning.
Skank Out is pure dirty. It is indeed. It's amazing. Best album of the year. Ed Sheeran, Eat Your Heart Out. Someone just bought a CD, Ben. Just bought a CD too. Given nice. The vinyl, I bought to my buddy that's a vinyl head. He loves new styles of music.
Nice, buddy.
It's amazing. Best album of the year. Yep, we got it. Skank Out. It's pure dirty. Let's do it then. Thank you very much, mate. I really appreciate you taking time. I know you're very, very busy. Good luck.
Right,
I hope you get into those elusive charts. And this is Skank Out featuring MC Peen.
Nice, buddy.
Bye.
Skank out. What one cuzzy? Tonight's the night to spend all your money. Crazy of God, the spirit's up next. Welcome to the land where the rivers run red. There's no point getting upset. It is what it is and it isn't much fair. With a little touch here and a little touch there, we can all make the most while living out here. Winning, 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 winning. Tonight we celebrate, everyone's winning. Fill it up right to the brim, don't spill it. City of sins, what everyone's singing. Winning, 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 winning. Tonight we celebrate, everyone's winning. Fill it up right to the brim, don't spill it. City of sins, what everyone's singing.
Gotta rethink, something new. What do we bring? Can't get caught again, lot of scheming. And there's rules to this game, gotta honor these things. Now's not the time, dog, got the evening. Head of us and we'll dance till the sun is beaming. Gotta let loose, your body needs it. And the big bad fan know what the remedy is. Skank out, skank out, skank out. Lift your leg, twist your hips, skank out. Move to the music, move to that sound. Everyone moving, no one stand round. The big band's back with a big band sound. If you ain't come to dance, you can sit back down. If you got a body, better twist that round. Jump up and live that now. Winning, winning, we've already won. Pass man a buckle of the fine rum. Cause we're celebrating on the renegade team. Skank out to the rising sun and the vibe is done. No time for meditating. Dutty Moonshine, ready for the Medicaid. Big man, family man with devastating. Tell them man that we're celebrating. You know about the city of sin. Gangsters there all gritty and grim. I'll admit it's not pretty and thin, but no skin from the kitty, let's drink. You know about the city of sin. Gangsters there all gritty and grim. I'll admit it's not pretty and thin, but no skin from the kitty, let's drink. One eye on after the bash, we gotta get back to the graft. I've actually factored in the maths, in fact the snakes in the grass. But right now, pass me a glass. Now's not the time to relax. Them now ready for the big bun from skanking as we counting stacks. Skank out, skank out, skank out. Lift your leg, lift your hips, skank out. Move to the music, move to that sound. Everyone moving, no one stand round. The big band's back with a big band sound. If you ain't come to dance, you can sit back down. If you got a body, better twist that round. Jump up and live that now. Skank out, skank out, skank out. Skank out, skank out, skank out, skank out. Skank out, skank out, skank out. Skank out, skank out, skank out, skank out. Lift your leg, twist your hips, skank out.
To begin with, gotta expand it, city be sending. We're bringing dance routines, answer these with your ass, it feels right. Skank out me out on these new heights, stepping one, stepping two times. Are you down for the ride? I'll guarantee it's the night of your life. It's the big band, we come lay the smack down, Hyman and P, they gonna make you skank out. Are you down for the ride? I'll guarantee it's the night of your life. It's the big band, we come lay the smack down, Hyman and P, they gonna make you skank out.
Skank out, skank out, skank out. Lift your leg, twist your hips, skank out. Move to the music, move to that sound. Everyone moving, no one stand round. The big band's back with a big band sound. If you ain't come to dance, you can sit back down. If you got a body, better twist that round. Jump up and live that now. Skank out, skank out, skank out. Skank out, skank out, skank out, skank out. Skank out, skank out, skank out. Skank out, skank out, skank out, skank out. Lift your leg, twist your hips, skank out.
And that was Dutty Moonshine, big band. This is the link. This is the link. DuttyMoonshine.com's got a link to all the album and tour dates. And I know that a lot of you are in Scotland to watch here. So they're Edinburgh on the 20th. So well, I'm going to try and make that one. If anyone else fancies it. I think Stuart's already got his ticket. So let's try and get to Edinburgh at La Belle Angel on the 20th. Going by the album because they're an amazing live band and they're so close to getting the top 40. I believe they're number 1 in the dance charts in iTunes and they're number 12 in the iTunes chart. They've got 24 hours to make it happen. Brighton on the 18th of November, says the Acid Fairy. That sounds amazing as well. I'd love to go to Brighton. It's been a while since I've been there. Do it, Marty, won't be disappointed. I know, I've seen them at Solfest. I've seen them at Boomtown and Lindisfarne, but I'd like to go again. Thank you, You Call It Radio, for having Dutty. No, thank you, Dutty, for having You Call That Radio. If you're watching us on Facebook or Twitch, please go to our YouTube channel. That's where all our stuff is. And if you're on YouTube just now, hit the big red subscribe button. And yeah, we do interviews. We do a lot of different things. We do live sessions. It's You Call That Radio, talking pish deliberately since 2020. So yeah, big up to the Dutty Moonshine band. And I think we'll be back on Friday night for the Friday night phone-in. So if anyone's got anything to promote or wants to just talk a bit of shite, join us on Friday night for the Friday night phone-in. Oh aye, and we've joined TikTok. Day 1 of TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, we need pals over there. TikTok.com/You Call That Radio. Big up to Dutty Moonshine, big band. Bye.